Hello everybody, welcome to the sound test room. Today we are taking a look at the Alina string ensemble. It's been years since I've done this, and earlier on today I made a video for the GSI Electro Orchestra, which is another string machine. Now, the Alina is based on the Solina, which was distributed by ARP in the 70s, I think 74 to 81. And made by Eminent. It was fully polyphonic, used the divide down oscillator technique. You can learn all about that on Wikipedia. Now, I have very fond memories of the original Solina string ensemble, the keyboard player in our band. I think it was the first keyboard he bought. Very heavy, very heavy. Anyway, let's see what we got going on. Okay, so if all of these are down like this, then you've got the full Monty. If we turn these all off, you won't hear any sound at all. So we have a bass section which goes from about G3 down. And then you can add a cello to that. And if you play above that, you won't hear anything till you bring something in. So let's bring in the brass patch. Now, I will say that below this, I think it must be G3, the other patches still play. So if you didn't want any bass at all and you just wanted, say, this brass patch all over the keyboard, and it is fully polyphonic even in the emulation. It's a classic sound. So let's bring in the mod. Now, the original didn't have a reverb. You had to put a pedal on it or something. But this one doesn't, it's quite nice. So you have quite a range of sounds, and you could get some really interesting stuff from the original as well. Let's add this bass in. So I mean, this was all over stuff in the 70s. Doesn't have any presets, but really, to be fair, do you need them? It's not really. Now, it's regularly updated. Now, I'm doing this because after my video this morning for the Electro Orchestra thing from GSI, this is also very good, by the way, if you want vintage string machine stuff. Someone commented and said the Alina still gets regular updates, and it does. It still gets regular updates. So I have to say, to be honest, I prefer the sound of this to the Electro Orchestra. There's nothing the matter with that sound, I just prefer the sound of this one. It's nice that you have a balance, a mixed balance between the bass. Let's put the cello in as well. But don't forget it only operates below G. It must be G3. Very nice. We can whack everything in, of course. Let's do that. Now you can recreate this sound with synthesizers, of course. But if you're into nostalgia like I am, this is really nice. Take that modulation off. I'm not super keen on the modulation section. Now you also have, let's bring in a few more of these. Hello, it's okay. We have a crescendo, which is obviously like an attack. Now sustain level, it's a little bit deceptive because it will sustain regardless of where you have. Let's take that down. Regardless of where you have this set. It's more the release after you let go. I will of course put a link in the description of the video for the Alina. Well, if you've been around iOS music for anything longer than 5 or 6 years, I guess, you'll probably already have this. It was very popular at the time when it came out. And if we go all 80s and bring in some Simmons, which is part of the classic machines from Cubasis, you start to get a really cool 80s vibe going on. You know, let's bring in this bass. Oh, it's great fun. think this was one of ours from the 80s. Yeah, really nice. I do remember, I seem to remember that apart from the fact it weighed a ton, it was really well built, by the way. I mean, we gigged with it tons. And I don't think, as far as I know, I don't think we ever had a problem with the keyboard, you know. We had a Moog as well, and a CS80. And they were just, we couldn't gig with the Moog or the CS80. They were just, you couldn't move them around. They were just naff. It's nice to have the nostalgia thing, but God, they were temperamental. And it was the first version of the Moog, you know, the one with all the controls across the front, so it wouldn't do the classic Gary Newman Vox Humana sound. Anyway, I digress. Just an absolute classic, awesome stuff. Of course, back in the 80s, you had to be happy with what you had. We weren't as lucky as we are today. Everything had to be kind of done as quickly as possible, especially in recording studios, because they were expensive, you know. We didn't have we had MIDI, but not the kind of MIDI technology that's used now. It was all CV and stuff like that. And like I said, it's nice to be nostalgic, but if you can actually truly remember going back to that time working with tape, things like that, it was awkward, but time consuming, and to go into a recording studio then cost a lot of money. You know, compared to today. Oh, the memories. Lovely. Guys, thank you for watching. This was the Alina String Ensemble, just revisiting another classic. I do have a special place in my heart for the Solina String Ensemble. And as memory serves, it does sound very similar to the original instrument. But I mean, I'm sure that my memory is not as accurate as it should be. Regardless, it sounds great. And the option is there if you want to own something that has such vintage attachments. This is when I go to A2 to A3, I guess it is, to G3, where the bass kicks in. Guys, thanks for watching. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel. Please consider becoming a Patreon, and I will see you guys later. Ta-da!